Obi-Wan Kenobi has become a fan favorite among Star Wars fans, and his popularity has led to the character receiving his own Disney Plus spin-off series, which will premiere in 2022, with prequel actor Ewan McGregor reprising his role. Kenobi's life does not always have a nice conclusion or a good feeling to it. In actuality, the sad events in this Jedi Master's life were not entirely his fault. His unwavering optimism and refusal to surrender to his deepest feelings, on the other hand, earned him a popular favorite. With that, here are the 10 worst things to happen to Obi-Wan Kenobi. 10. Forced into exile. Following the events of Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan was exiled to Tatooine, where he was reared by his Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, and took care of Luke Skywalker's childhood. The character stayed, losing only his life and being cast out into a barren wasteland. Little is known about Obi-Wan's time on Tatooine, which is expected to be explored further in his spin-off series. However, it can be confirmed, prior to the events of A New Hope, Obi-Wan had a final confrontation with Darth Maul, and he was forced to kill the young Luke Skywalker in order to protect him. Number 9. Enslaved by Zagaria. Later, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Ahsoka Tano were dispatched to the planet Zagalia, which was known for its slave trade. During the mission, the Zyger kidnapped Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin's clone captain Rex and made them do heavy work while Anakin and Ahsoka were rescued. Obi-Wan was subjected to a great deal of physical torture throughout his brief time as a slave, particularly because he tended to protect other slaves whose bodies had weakened due to the years of manual labor and terrible living conditions. Incapable of self-defense, in fact, this may be Obi-Wan's most difficult aspect, since he is compelled to watch innocent people suffer while powerless to intervene. Number 8. Losing the Order. Obi-Wan's family, like those of most Jedi Knights, was the Order. Obi-Wan was taken from his home planet of Stujon at a young age and raised by the Jedi's elders, growing up in a galaxy kept tranquil by the heroic efforts, which he would enthusiastically participate in as an adult. Obi-Wan, on the other hand, lost the closest thing he had ever had to a family when the Jedi were methodically slaughtered as a result of Chancellor Palpatine's Order 66. Not only that, but all he had battled for as a Jedi was also destroyed, rendering his courageous efforts during the Clone Wars useless. 7. Captured by Geonosis. Because his investigation into mysteriously commissioned army of clones led him to Geonosis, where he was captured by the fallen Jedi Earl Dooku. He, who locked himself in a static cabin and then led him into an area where huge beasts are fought for the entertainment of the local. Obi-Wan's road has been a bit bumpy. Despite the fact that this tragedy appears insignificant in comparison to Kenobi's other moments of grief, Dooku has a subtle reason for kidnapping Obi-Wan. Despite the fact that they only mentioned it briefly in their talk, Dooku was the one who trained late Obi-Wan's owner, Qui-Gon Jinn. Because Obi-Wan wasn't sure if Qui-Gon would truly stick by his teacher on the Jedi Order issue, this truth gave the characters an unbreakable bond. 6. Maul returns for revenge. Darth Maul is Obi-Wan Kenobi's true mortal nemesis. Although he was thought to be dead at the end of the Phantom Crisis, his reappearance in the Clone Wars proved that Maul is one of the most powerful dark side users in all Star Wars games, causing Obi-Wan Kenobi difficulties. Maul's vengeance against Obi-Wan for maiming him in battle in multiple fan-favorite arcs of the animated series. In his pursuit of Kenobi, the former Sith apprentice employed all methods at his disposal, frequently driving him to the brink of the dark side, yet he was never able to totally kill him. Maul's reappearance proved to be a test of Obi-Wan's patience and emotional distance, and the Jedi Knight acquitted himself admirably. 5. The death of Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan's master and father, managed to take the spotlight from the other slandered prequels. This phantom threat his Jedi doctrine defies the committee's philosophy, making him the closest to the actual Jedi presented in the prequel series. Darth Maul, the villain, however, cut the character's life short. Worse than losing his lord, Obi-Wan was forced to watch helplessly from behind the laser shield wall. Obi-Wan died holding Qui-Gon in his arms after fighting Maul. and was moved into the Master Class after getting the notice, taking on the burden of training Anakin Skywalker. 4. Death of Satan. The Mandalorian trilogy is widely regarded as one of the best storylines in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It features Satine Kretz, Duchess of Mandalorian, the only woman Obi-Wan is allowed to love. Despite the fact that the two have never actively pursued their romance, it is evident that they still have affections for each other. Unfortunately, Darth Maul assassinated Satine in an attempt to end Obi-Wan's life. Obi-Wan's saddest moment at the time was probably when he hugged the ones he truly loved, the people he revealed were willing to quit the Jedi, in his arms and took their final breath. Unlike his apprentice, Anakin, Obi-Wan transcended the inner darkness brought on by his failure, allowing melancholy to transform him into a stronger fortress of light. 3. Killed by Vader. Obi-Wan Kenobi's life was cut short at the start of the Star Wars saga when he faced his former protege and friend Anakin Skywalker, now known as Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith, on the first Death Star in the film. The two struggled, and Vader eventually killed his former master as Luke stood by and watched from afar. Obi-Wan's death was especially heartbreaking because the prequel trilogy and the Clone Wars series eventually exposed the extent of his friends with Anakin. Given how close Anakin and Obi-Wan are, it's easy to imagine how hard it must be for Obi-Wan to sacrifice his life for a man he once considered a brother. 2. Anakin's betrayal. Anakin's betrayal of the Jedi Order and conversion to the dark side marked a watershed moment in the Star Wars franchise, bringing the prequel era to a close and ushering in the classic era of Empire. It was Anakin's turn to transmit, and his closest allies were stunned, and they secretly trusted him. One of the persons most affected by Anakin's betrayal is Obi-Wan. He not only trained him, but he was also the closest thing he had to a brother. Anakin's unexpected betrayal is a story point, and its ramifications will be felt in future Kenobi films. 1. Leaving a brother to die. Anakin's betrayal and subsequent conversion to the dark side created an emotional divide between him and his former master on the lava planet Mustafar, where the former was severely injured and scorched on the rough coast. Obi-Wan realized he wouldn't be able to accomplish the job of killing Anakin, so he left him to burn on the flaming slope. Obi-Wan cried out, "I'm very disappointed in Anakin," and referred to him as a brother because he turned to the dark side and ruined his destiny as the chosen one. The most difficult thing Kenobi has ever done was to leave his closest friend to die, and it is surely a decision that will haunt him for the rest of his life. With all those scenes, we definitely can't wait to see them in action. Here are a few details you might want to know in order to catch up on Obi-Wan Kenobi. When does the Obi-Wan Kenobi series take place in the Star Wars timeline? When it comes to Star Wars, the question of when things happen is always difficult to tell. This is also perplexing. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series will take place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, according to Lucasfilms. A decade has passed since Anakin's defeat and metamorphosis as Darth Vader. The Obi-Wan series should take place in 9 BBY if Revenge of the Sith takes place in 19 BBY. 19 years is before the Battle of Yavin, the in-universe calendar center point, and a reference to the year in which the first Death Star was destroyed in A New Hope. That's 9 years before A New Hope and 5 years before the events of The Mandalorian, if you're keeping track. Release date. Although filming on the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is officially complete, no release date has been set. According to the official Star Wars website, filming began in April 2021, and a featurette aired at Disney Plus Day revealed a release date of 2022. But when will it be in 2022? Using The Mandalorian as a guide, it's evident that the first part of next year should be circled on everyone's calendar. The Mandalorian's first season began production in 2018 and premiered in November 2019. Similarly, it took around a year from the start of filming of The Mandalorian Season 2 to premiere on Disney+. This series will most likely fill in the gaps between A New Hope and Obi-Wan's transformation as a vigilant defender on Tatooine in the post-Order 66 era. The rise of the Empire under Palpatine is also likely to play a role, isolating Obi-Wan and leaving him short on allies. Vader's likely training and harnessing of his dark side powers, combined with his likely training and harnessing of his dark side powers, makes for an exciting encounter. That is, however, all conjecture at this moment. Now that's a wrap. Which of these are you looking forward to in action? Let us know in the comment section down below. We hope you guys liked the video. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.